everybody else. This is John Paval with the Access Arts live stream roundup for the week of December 29th to January 4th. That's right. It's the end of the old year, the beginning of the new year. We have lots and lots and lots of concerts to tell you about of different kinds. We are going to have for you an operatic gala in Munich, organ recitals in Paris and Salem, Oregon, sand animation and song and orchestras in Moscow, natural soundscapes in Washington, D.C., and now music from where else? New York City. So it's quite a range for this week. It's not as much as we usually have, so I'm able to put everything together in one live stream. This will be the only one we have this week, and I'll see you in the new year for more particular live streams. So having said that, before I go any further, let me remind you, if you're watching this on Facebook, please like the video. If you're watching on any of our other 6 platforms, please don't just like the video, as many of you do, and we're glad, but please follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, TikTok, or LinkedIn to make sure you get more than 1,000 live links to live performances online in the coming year. And share that with your friends. It's an excellent little Christmas gift to give away, which costs you nothing. We have a separate promotion going on, so you can just resend that to all of, telling you how you resend that to all of your friends on Facebook with one click. So having said that, let us now move on to talking about this week's specific live streams. And I want to talk to you first about a smattering of them, about 5 live streams. The first of which is a gala performance tomorrow. No. Is it tomorrow? No, it's on Wednesday. This is what we call Mellandagar here in Sweden, Stockholm, where I'm live streaming to you from until the holidays are over. And it means the days between Christmas Day and January 6th, which is the 12th day of Christmas. So who am I showing you there on that screen? Okay, New Year's Eve, December 31st, Croatian conductor Ivan Repušić and the Bavarian Radio Symphony Orchestra in Munich will regale you with an operatic and operatic gala concert with the delightful French-Danish soprano Else Dreisig and what is called the shooting star Austrian tenor Matteo Ivan Rasic, doing the honors in arias from operas and operettas by Mozart, Dvorak, Gounod, Johann Strauss II, and of course the very well-known Friedrich von Flotow, among others. That'll be at 3 o'clock in the afternoon here in Europe on December 31st, 9 in the morning on the East Coast, 6 in the morning on the West Coast, 1 o'clock at night down under in Australia after you've enjoyed your fireworks. Who is Else Dreisig? Well, she's her parents are French and Danish. She sings at places like Wigmore Hall and with Radio France, and they just gush over her talent. I have not heard her sing before. She started winning prizes about a decade ago. She was born in 1991. So that's about the time when, as an up-and-coming soprano, she'd have to win prizes. And she started getting picked up by people like Daniel Barenboim and Simon Rattle to go on tours with them or do performances. And it's been onward and upward ever since. And as you can see from her photograph, she's also a lovely woman. And that whenever you're a performing artist, good looks really matters. And then the tenor is Matteo Ivan Rasic. He is a member of the ensemble at the Gärtnerplatz Theater in Munich since 2023. And he is regularly a soloist at orchestral masses, Christmas, New Year's, and gala concerts in Bayreuth, in Tyrol, and in Croatia. So there you get the connection with the Croatian conductor Repušić. They're doing a selection of pieces. I already gave you some of the list. 2 of my favorites on it. They'll be doing Tchaikovsky's Lenski's aria from Tchaikovsky's Eugene Onegin. That's the one that goes Kuda, kuda, kuda virudalis vesni moje Zlati Odni. Of course, I think it's the third or fourth higher than that, but you get the idea. And they'll be finishing up with that lovely piece from Franz Lehar's Judita about kissing. The one that goes la da dum ba da dee da da dum, la da dee dee da da dum, la dee, etc., etc. If you've ever heard Anna Netrebko sing that, it's just fabulous. But I think we can look forward to Elsa Dreisig doing a lovely work with that piece. They may do it as a duo. Sometimes instead with the trio, they might bring a duo. They might bring the tenor into it. So I think that'll be a lovely gala concert for you to enjoy on New Year's afternoon. Now, once we're past that, we're on to Friday with a couple of Now Music. It's what I call Now Music live streams going on this week. The first of them will come to you from the Kennedy Center. I think I've got that right. I hope if I got it wrong, I'll correct it right away. Right, yeah. Friday, January 2nd, the Kennedy Center Millennium Stage hosts musician and mixed media artist Krista Ebert, performing in the persona of Uno Lady, dreamlike soundscapes using layered vocals and nature-inspired visuals. That'll be at the typical Kennedy Center time, 6 in the evening on the East Coast, 3 in the afternoon on the West Coast, midnight here in Europe, and 10 o'clock in the morning down under in Sydney and Melbourne, down in Australia, Saturday morning. A little earlier in Perth if you're out there on the West Coast. Krista Ebert is a musician and mixed media artist. She does video installations, and this performance will begin with her latest video installation called Arbor Aria, which is a collaboration with Old Growth Forest. That's why you see in her picture, she's out there in the forest with larger and smaller versions of herself. This is what she does. And then she will do a performance in the persona of Uno Lady. That's all I know about it. This is very Now Music, nature-inspired, electronically advanced, and layered vocals. For those of you who don't know about it, are that's where you record a vocal and then you have it in different layers of sound that you create with it. Now, if that doesn't suit you, I can offer you another kind of live music being live streamed, also free of charge, on Friday. So let us move on to that live stream. Let me tell you about that. It involves our old friend Gene Pritzker. Do I have his photo readily available? I don't know if I do. No, I don't. No, I'm sorry, Gene, but I've put up your photos so many times already in the past. Friday, January 2nd at 7 p.m. in New York City, Composers Concordance offers you a double bill of Now Music, new music composed for now, with Gene Pritzker's Sound Liberation Ensemble opening the evening, followed by the cellist piano duo of listenable, innovative composer Sarah von Hattenberger and Joanne Kang. That's at 7 in the evening in New York, making it 4 o'clock in LA, 1 o'clock in the morning here in Europe, and 11 o'clock down under in Sydney, Australia, and thereabouts. Gene Pritzker is famous for bursting the boundaries between classical and electronic and jazz and all of that. They will start out doing the world premiere of the latest piece by him called Gnawa Gnau. And that'll be Gene on the guitar, Franz Hackel on the trumpet, Lawrence Goldman on the double bass, Lee Jeffries on the drums. If you know Composers Concordance, you know this gang of musicians. And it's this piece is also based on poetry by Sister Zach, who will be along to recite poetry that goes with it. It's called Gnawa Gnau. And Sound Liberation is a group that Gene formed about 30 years ago in 1996 to mix classical, hip hop, and experimental sound. And he's been doing it ever since. After that, the second part of the evening will be Sahara von Hattenberger, the cellist, and Joanne Kang, the pianist, exploring what they call modern lyricism. The great thing about Sahara von Hattenberger is she's very, very interested in contemporary music, but listenable, not the kind of stuff that to many of us just sounds like noise. And she came out with, she'll be playing various pieces of music by Andrea Casarubios, by Gene Pritzker, by Fazil Say, by Randall Wolf. And she came out with a debut record called IQ 84 in October of 2024. And Joanne Kang worked on it with her. So they've had a chance to get together and rodé this kind of what they're doing. And she's Canadian originally, a member of the Chamber Orchestra of New York. And she's received she's received a number of commissions to create music. No, actually, that was somebody else. That was Remy LeBoeuf, who's listed in her CV. I make mistakes, folks. Anyway, as for where she went to school, she went to McGill University. Extensively toured. She went to Japan for a couple of years in 2019 and 2020, founded a duo there called Duo Kogarashi. She recently founded a new duo, which is called Duo Étrange, which is a voice and cello duo. And she's received a slew of awards from the Canada Council for the Arts, grants to support new music. And but as I say, the great thing about her is she's trying to elevate new classical music into something we can all enjoy and love. Joanna Kang is New York-based, originally from Australia. She's played with the American String Quartet, the American Modern Opera Company, members of the Silk Road Ensemble, and she worked with the late, great Finnish Parisian composer Kaija Saariaho, who passed away lately, in the world premiere of her piece called Semaphore. She's played it everywhere from Carnegie Hall to the Seoul Arts Center, and she's got a Doctor of Musical Arts from the Manhattan School of Music. When some of you wonder, John, why are you putting this kind of wild stuff that Gene Pritzker does in with classical music and all? Well, look at these people. These people have classical credentials. They're from top music schools, and they're pushing the edge. They're pushing the edge. This is now music. How much of it will be listened to 100 years from now? Well, how much of what was composed in the 1920s or the 1820s are we listening to? Just a fraction of it, actually. Okay, so now I want to go on and then tell you about, there are 2 organ recitals this week. For those of you who've tuned in late, I'm going through all of this week's live stream performances. The first of the organ recitals I want to tell you about is the weekly organ recital at St. Eustache Church in the heart of Paris, Sunday, January 4th. Resident organist Thomas Ospital plays Bach, Bach, and Bach on the 7,952 pipe organ at St. Eustache Church in the heart of Paris. That's at their usual time of 5 in the afternoon. European time, 11 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast, 8 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast. We'll give you the link to that and all of these others. The pieces he's playing are Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor, BWV 565, his second sonata in 3 parts, BWV 526, in Dulci Jubilo, BWV 608 and 729, and the Prelude and Fugue in C major, BWV 547. If you're not an organ enthusiast, you don't know what those mean. Well, the organ enthusiasts know that, and I like to give them what they're going to understand as well. To speak of Thomas Ospital, who's one of the 2 successors to the legendary Jean Guillou at this at St. Eustache Church with this magnificent Van den Heuvel organ. Well, he's been there for 10 years now, knows that organ inside out. There's like a 35-minute live stream interview I did with him on our YouTube channel, so you can check that out if you want. Recently, his most recent claim to fame is he did a concert with the Cologne Philharmonic earlier in December, and wow, he just blew the roof off the place. Did a Mozart organ and orchestra concerto, but then he did a couple other pieces, and the audience was on their feet at the end. Great organist. Okay, now if you don't want to hear Bach, Bach, and Bach, then a little later in the day, there's another live stream organ recital coming to you, and it's on a Gabriel Knie organ. And I hope I've got that name right. Sunday, January 4th, St. Paul's Evensong concert series features their resident organist Paul Klemme and the Trinity Choir of St. Paul, with Klemme playing on the Gabriel Knie organ Christmas carols, including Klemme's improvisations on those same carols, and the choir singing them. This is the 50th anniversary of the installation of the Gabriel Knie organ at St. Paul's. If you don't know Gabriel Knie, you might want to get to know him. He was originally German-born, but then he moved to North America, and he learned how to build organs in Europe from German masters, and then came and brought those techniques and that knowledge to the United States, and especially flourished in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s. And you can look him up online and find out more about him, and I would recommend that you do so. That's a picture of him right there, Gabriel Knie. And if I misspell his name anywhere, it's new to me, you know. And I guarantee you, I just make mistakes. I just make mistakes all the time. So let's move on then to another concert. Other than these, I want to talk to you about some special concerts going on this week, all of them coming from the Roman Catholic Cathedral in Moscow, live streamed by Artbene. God bless them. Usually they do 3 a week, and I think this week there's 4. Anyway, let me tell you about the first of them. Tuesday, December 30th, Artbene live streams organist Marina Omelchenko of the Catholic Cathedral in Moscow, conductor Viktor Lutsenko in the Moscow Regional Philharmonic, harpist, Anna Skurovskaya, violinist Andrei Baskin, and sand animation artist Lydia Miller in music from Tchaikovsky's ballets, including the Nutcracker. The key word there is sand animation. If you have not seen sand animation done, you really want to check this out. In that photo there, you can see the girl in the upper right-hand corner, that one photo there. I gave you everybody's photos across the page, but that's Lydia Miller. And what she will be doing is, while the concert is taking place, she will be sketching in sand these absolutely gorgeous pictures describing the scenes which the music being played refers to. It's just marvelous. And so I can commend this concert to you on that basis alone. It will include a solo piece by César Franck, among other things. Sort of added on. At the Catholic Cathedral in Moscow, they always add on more. What can I say? And I think that's what we have in terms of photos. And I have just a couple more live streams I want to tell you about quickly later on in the week. December 31st, New Year's Eve, Artbene live streams what's billed as a traditional New Year's concert with organist Luca Gadelia from Abkhazia and soprano Christina Eshba, a soloist with the Abkhaz State Philharmonic, at 6:30 in the evening, European time, 12:30 on the East Coast, 9:30 in the morning on the West Coast. Then on Saturday, January 3rd, Artbene live streams a New Year's fairy tale with sand animation, Father Frost and the Snow Maiden, bringing back Lydia Miller with this terrific organist Fyodor Stroganov, who's also a composer, and they'll be playing the music of Bach, Massenet, Tchaikovsky, Britten, Rachmaninoff, and Christmas folk music, along with the church's choral ensemble called Melodia. And then, so that's at 1 in the afternoon European time, 8 in the morning on the East Coast, 11 o'clock in Australia. Then at 7 o'clock in the evening on January 3rd, Artbene will be live streaming a New Year's ball for organ and orchestra with the Antonio Chamber Orchestra, organ, saxophone, and flute. music by Molinelli, Strauss, Anderson, and Stamm, jazz and Latin music, and a song called Forgotten Dreams, which I think is especially interesting. That's what we have for you this week, folks, in terms of live stream action. I hope that one more or any of these live streams uplifts you, inspires you, or just shows you a heck of a good time. Remember, if you're watching this on Facebook, to like the video. If you're watching this on any of our other platforms, I would urge you not just to like the video, though we're always happy when you guys do that, and you do it on a regular basis. But I'd encourage you instead, make sure that you get the 1,000 live links to live performances online so that you can enjoy them all year long. You do that by not just liking the videos, but follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live on Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, or LinkedIn. With that, I'll say ciao for now. I will be back next week with next week's live stream roundups. Oh, before I go, to those of you who have tuned in to any of our live streams or our video clips in the past year, thank you from the bottom of my heart. We have picked up an awful lot of new subscribers in the past year, and we're going to be onward and upward in the coming year. We might even be able to start monetizing.